Hello, welcome back to Learn Economy. In this video, we are going to look into a very important issue that is autocorrelation. This is very much important to address, especially when you uh, do with the econometric models. Coming to the meaning of autocorrelation, we can see that this is also known as serial correlation. So what is it? What does it mean? We are going to understand the same by using certain examples. Okay, just take the example of a day. So you will be thinking about whether it would be rainy or not on that particular day. For example, take the case of today. Okay. If it is raining today, that means that it is very much possible to rain tomorrow as well. And if it is clear today, it is not. If it is sunny today, there is less possibility for tomorrow to get rained, right? So whether there would be rain tomorrow or not depends upon today's climatic or weather condition as well. So, or else we can say that tomorrow's raining possibility is something which could be predicted by using today's case. If today there is rain, that means then tomorrow there can be high possibility for rain, right? So this coming to autocorrelation, it is actually a mathematical representation of the degree of similarity between a given time series and a lag version of itself over succeeding time intervals. So that means that this autocorrelation is something that is mostly seen and that is seen in the time series data. So that means that uh, the given data in one period is something that is dependent upon the data given in the previous period. Okay, so this is actually very much similar to the idea of correlation between two different series. But in the case of autocorrelation, we are looking into the case of the same time series, and we could understand that the previous previous period's data is something that influences the data of present. So here the lagged value is something which plays a very important role. Now, when taking the case of investment, when it comes to investing, a stock might have a strong positive autocorrelation of returns. So this data is something that is used by investors because they would be looking into the past performances of the company, and looking into the past performances of the company, the prospective investors could get an idea regarding whether the company has its profit rising or falling, or whether the company has its losses rising or falling. So using that as a criteria for making decisions, the prospective investors, what they do is that they would take decisions whether to invest or not. So this autocorrelation is considered to be a very useful tool for traders as well. So it is not only used by investors, or it is not only used for daily simple kind of predictions. It is also used by complicated complicated people, in the sense that people who do with complicated matters like traders, policymakers, etc., technical analysts, etc. Okay. So I have given you a very vague idea with respect to autocorrelation. If it is, if you are looking into the definition of autocorrelation, you'll be getting much more understanding regarding the same. So this is something which is referred as to the lagged correlation or serial correlation. That means that the present value of today's value is something which depends upon the previous day's value or the previous values. So it measures the relationship between a variable's current value and its past values. Taking another example, you can have a look at 5% values in the chart. In some chart, especially chart which discusses about raining itself. So in that case, you could see that the values are actually related. The possible probability of raining today with respect to probability of raining tomorrow. So these values are something related. So in the case of this chart, you can have the case of percentage of gain or loss of one day, and the next day is percentage of gain or loss. Here you are given Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So these are days given here, and the possibility or the percentage of gain or loss for Monday is 10%, and and it is actually reducing in the case of Tuesday. Then on Wednesday it has become negative, and for Thursday it has been declining, and in the case of Friday it is again declining. So okay, just look into the case of the next day's gain or loss. You can see that on Monday it is 5%, and Tuesday it has become negative, and Wednesday it has become much more negative, and that it is right. So that means that the percentage of gain or loss of one day would affect the percentage of gain or loss for the next day. So when calculating this autocorrelation, you have to understand that this, as in the case of usual correlation, it is a value which lies between -1 and +1. So it takes a range, and its value can be between -1 or -1 and +1. So in the case of +1, this is something which tells you a positive or a correlation. That means that when there is an increase in one value or one time series, it leads to a proportionate increase in the other time series as well. Or you can see that or you can see that when there is an increase in the previous value, there is a high possibility for increase in the present value as well. On the case of a negative autocorrelation, which is represented by -1, here you can see that an increase in one period shows that a decrease in the next period. So there is an opposite relation. So there's an opposite relation which exists in the case of a negative autocorrelation. Autocorrelation is something which measures the linear relationship. That is an important property of this. And even if the autocorrelation is minuscule, there can still be a non-linear relationship between a time series and a lag version of itself. So I hope you could get an idea with respect to autocorrelation. That's all for today, and you can be very much clear with respect to both the types of autocorrelation. And that's all for today. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and also please remember that the negative autocorrelation is something which is different from the other one. And that's all for today. Okay, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos, and you can be a part of my Telegram group and Telegram channel to discuss your doubts. I'll be providing the links of the same in the description box. You can use that. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you.